September 2022, Klik attended the Sell and Scale Summit organized by Helium 10 in Las Vegas. It was the first ever conference organized by Helium 10, and it brought together over 1,000 attendees from over 10 countries. There were also more than 60 exhibitors who all have different kinds of services developed for Amazon sellers to help them succeed. It was a 4-day conference, and during these days more than 30 different topics were discussed by the top experts of e-commerce, for example like Gary Vee and Neil Patel, as well of the Amazon industry like Kevin King, Bradley Sutton, Mina Elias and Kian Kolsari. Of course, there was a lot of networking between the sellers and the experts, and the attendees spent some great time attending the fun activities. So during this event, we walked around and asked some questions from both Amazon sellers and experts to get some insights for you who weren't able to attend the event. So in this video, you will learn about the current challenges that Amazon sellers are facing, and you will also get great tips you could apply to your business straight away. What are some of the trends that could wait for us in the near future?
A big trend is people want to virtually see that product, especially with things like clothing, and be able to try it on. Kind of think about like Warby Parker, right? Here's how my glasses look. Here's how this dress will look on me. Or tires.com, I believe, did this back in the day. You would pick your car, and then they would put the rims on your car and tires, and you can see how it looks without even purchasing it. So that's another trend. Another interesting one to just generate more sales is we've seen when e-commerce sites add PayPal as a checkout option on their existing website, they roughly get 16 to 18% more sales.
What's currently one of the main challenges that Amazon sellers face right now?
I think one of the challenges that Amazon sellers face right now is all the things that they could do. There's so many things that they could do, and they don't know how to prioritize. Because you can do anything, but you can't do everything.
Figuring it all out. There's just so many different pieces, and it's constantly changing, and it's a lot.
So the two that I keep hearing, obviously supply chains, but then the pricing component. Everyone seems to be talking about how do you price competitively. If you price too high, your competition undercuts you. If you price too low, your margins are gone. And as Amazon sellers, everyone talks about margins, right? So I think those are the two biggest things that people are talking about right now.
I think people underrate how important it is to have proper graphics and listing optimization. People think it's just secondary and you just need to have a good price, but there's a lot more to a listing. So I would say the listing optimization is very important.
There's lots of challenges always, but the recent challenge that I've been speaking with people is the margins, right? The cost of things have been going up, but the sellers, they're afraid to raise their prices. So that is something, ongoing challenge for a lot of people. So I think people need to figure out their logistics, increase their prices, so how they can add value on their listing. So I think that's the main challenge right now, but there's a bunch of others. So this is the main one that I can think of right now.
A lot of challenges that Amazon sellers are facing right now have to do with fees, I think is a huge one. Amazon 10 years ago was a great marketplace for you to be able to launch your business from your home or from your garage. And Amazon's gotten very particular about fees and what they're charging you for. And ultimately what that can do is ruin some SKUs that you might be selling and ruin your profit margins on those particular SKUs. I also think that as Amazon sellers want to diversify into omni-channel, which I think is a huge area for sellers in 2023, they're going to run into some major challenges around how do they get good insight to what's happening with their entire business when they're selling on Shopify, Amazon, and Walmart, and their own website. Creating some good interactive dashboards is really where I think a lot of sellers are going to struggle and make some better informed decisions on.
I think the main challenge that Amazon sellers are facing is the fact that there are so many changes on Amazon all the time. There are new features, new tools, changes in the terms of service of Amazon, new software is available, and it's hard to keep track. So being in this event gives you some understanding, but this is probably the biggest understanding, because once you know how to sell on Amazon, you know how to sell on Amazon. But if you don't keep up with all these updates, then you're left behind.
One of the things for sure is, the shipping costs we had all the time, the longer shipping times, production times, and so on. Even though luckily, like 5 or 6 days ago, the shipping costs massively dropped down to 6 to 7K a container, but they were still, let's see how long they will stay. They were 12 to 14, so that's expensive. But of course, one of the other things is that you get so much competition in there. One of my suggestions would actually be, don't ever compete on price. If you have so many competitors in there already and the price will just go down, make it a premium product and put it up there with a higher price, because it's just a race to the bottom.
So one of the things that I specialize in PPC, I was just on a recent blog post with Augustus. Hi, Augustus. And we talked about all PPC. So I'm going to revert back to that and just say that CPC is PPC is getting expensive. CPCs are getting higher, especially in the US. So it's becoming much more pertinent and important to really pay attention to your data and your metrics so that you don't end up spending uncontrollably and your budgets don't get blown up. So I would say that that's a universal challenge that a lot of sellers are facing right now.
If you could share one tip with fellow Amazon sellers, then what would it be?
Focus on the benefits. A lot of times with content in your Amazon listings, certain areas have character limits and people try to put the maximum amount to optimize for keywords instead of optimizing to deliver the main benefit and why people should buy the product in as little words as possible. And that's a better experience. No one wants to read 500 words when they can read 20 words and figure out this is what I want. And that's the key. Everyone that I'm talking to in the last year or so, they're like, what's the secret to optimize for algorithm? And there's a lot of things that you can do, and people know about things like keywords or image quality, and the list goes into reviews, and all those things matter. But make your product listing for users. It's a user that's buying, not an algorithm. And when you have a really good product listing page, keep in mind that as you start ranking higher and higher, it helps with velocity, and velocity is an important factor within Amazon's algorithm. The other thing that I found that does really well is look at all your negative reviews and then fix your product so that way you don't get as many negative reviews. And I know that sounds simple, but it doesn't matter how optimized your listing page is. If you don't have a good star rating, let's say it's 3.5 stars, that can really generate a lot of sales. It doesn't matter how optimized your page is.
The tip I would share with fellow Amazon sellers is to get a network, a mastermind, a power group, whatever you call it. Find other people that are at the same level as you are and connect with them, bounce ideas off them. It's very hard to do it alone, and there's a ton of people we can tell just in this room that are the exact same place that you are.
Subscribe to Orange Click's YouTube channel. I think attending meetings like this, watching YouTube channels, getting on social media, asking questions, people are much more willing to give you information than what you think, so just ask for help.
Don't underestimate the power of your main image, because that's really what starts your whole entire journey on Amazon. So invest more money in making sure your main image stands out from everyone else.
I think just think long term, keep those profit margins high as much as you can, because PPC cost is going to go up. The inflations, the prices are good, cost of things are going to go up. So make sure you have enough enough margins. That would be my number one tip for Amazon sellers.
I think a great tip for Amazon sellers to better succeed on selling on Amazon is really around understanding their data. Data is the language in which Amazon works in, and therefore you as an Amazon seller need to understand the language of your business, and that's your data.
My number one tip for Amazon sellers to succeed better on Amazon is to understand that they're not Supermen. They cannot do everything by themselves, and if they're doing things at the moment only by themselves, they should know that their competitors are growing faster than them, because the idea is to understand that delegation is a crucial part of selling on Amazon and e-commerce in general, and the faster they will learn that they should build a team and work in order to grow and focus on growth, then they will grow faster, and that's one of the things that the biggest tip that I can give them.
My suggestion would definitely be, if you have a chance and you build a mastermind around yourself with 2, 3, 4, 5 people who are on a similar or a little bit of a higher level, connect with them, click on them on a personal level, exchange ideas, learn from others, maybe even go to courses. Back then for me there were not many courses available, but you learn so much from others.
how are your feelings and thoughts about the Sell and Scale Summit so far?
Sell and Sales Summit has been great so far. There's tons of people here. There's sellers, there's agency partners, there's software solutions. So I found it been really valuable.
I like it. It's a new program for me. I'm just starting out as a new seller, and there's a lot of great information, a lot of great companies here, and it seems like very knowledgeable people willing to help.
How I'm feeling about the Sell and Scale Summit, I love this. The attendees here are really hungry for information. They want to improve, they want to do better, and they want to be more profitable as an organization, which makes them extremely curious. So it's been really fun to be able to be around such great like-minded people that really want to just be better sellers.
The Scale and Sales Summit so far has been really cool. I mean, I didn't really expect, much because it's the first time, but it's been packed, a lot of different people here, and it's been, it's nice.
I think the Sell and Scale has been going so well. People are excited to listen to Gary Vee, Neil Patel, and there's a lot of exciting stuff. There was Zumba classes this morning. There's a yoga session tomorrow. I think the sellers are excited. So Helium 10 is doing a really good job. There was a beach party yesterday, so sellers are excited. So good atmosphere. I think they're raising the bar in terms of conferences. I was at Orange Klik conference in Lisbon. They did, you guys did something amazing. That was like out of the box approach, and this is something similar. It's not unconferenced, but they're doing this conference, but at a different scale, with a different energy, and it's really positive, and I'm enjoying this conference. It's really good work.
Yeah, it's off to a really great start. Early on day one, but it's always fun to actually get in person, and obviously Helium 10 knows every seller on Amazon, so far talking to a lot of brands and really kind of hearing what problems they're addressing, so it's been a lot of fun so far.
I'm really enjoying it. I feel like it's a nice community where people are looking to help each other with different ideas on how to optimize their listings on Amazon, and then also I'm learning about Walmart. Right now we have our products listed on Amazon. We haven't done anything yet with Walmart's marketplace, so we're on a fact-finding mission as far as that's concerned.
Just amazing. Like it's not even over yet, but the past 24 hours has been way more than I could have expected. We had an amazing session. Yesterday we do Tacos Tuesdays, do these live training sessions. So this one, since I was doing it live, I actually had tacos there. So everyone came in. It was like almost 200 people in my session. We've had a lot of great sessions here just in general, but from my personal experience, it's been amazing so far. Our sellers are just so grateful to be here, and they're learning so much. That it just makes it all worthwhile.
Thank you Helium 10 for such a great event. We enjoyed the conference a lot, especially the in-depth breakout room sessions and networking with like-minded people. We at Orange Klik know how much value attending such in-person events have for Amazon sellers, and that's one of the reasons why we started organizing different in-person events for Amazon sellers in Europe already many years ago. So if you want to stay up to date with European events, then check out our website, and you're welcome to attend our next event.